question I get asked a lot when I'm teaching mindfulness to people that haven't done it before and we're kind of in the early stages is they want to know what they can do about difficult emotions that come up while they're meditating. And I have a practice for that. Well, it's not my practice, but you know. And there is a practice that helps with that I like to share. It's called Wren, and the letters in that are an acronym for recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. Some teachers, if you've heard of this practice before, use the Buddhist idea of non-identification for the end. So you might hear that, but I like the nurture method as I was taught by Tara Brach. And she has great resources on her website, including guided practices for this if you like. So that's at Tara Brach, TaraBrach.com/Wren. An important note about Wren, it is a little bit more of an intense practice. It's going to probably bring up more emotions when you do it. So if you do have trauma or mental health challenges that can be triggered or make it a little too scary to sit with your difficult emotions, you might want to check in with your mental health provider before starting this practice. As well as if you start doing it and at any point you feel overwhelmed or anxious, you can feel free to just let it go, and you could just practice regular mindfulness or let it go and go about your day, whatever makes sense at the time. And for us activists, difficult emotions are happening a lot. We've got a lot of anger, we've got a lot of sadness and fear and worry. So this could be helpful in just processing those a little bit through your body and less in your head. Because we are going through a lot of trauma right now actively. It's actively happening. And that stuff really sticks in your body. So staying in touch with that and trying to process it a little bit as it's happening or soon after things are happening can help it from sticking in your body for the long term and causing more problems down the road. So before you start Wren, it's a good thing to do a little something we call resourcing. So rather than just jumping right into big feelings, you can prepare yourself a little bit for this practice. So to resource yourself, you can do any number of things that feels good to you. You can feel the ground beneath you and focus on that connection to ground yourself. You can take several slow, deep breaths. You can place your hand on your heart, hug yourself, give yourself some kind of nurturing touch. You can use a comforting affirmation or mantra. One thing I like to do a lot is you can visualize yourself in a place that makes you feel safe and nurtured, and or surrounded by people that make you feel safe and loved and nurtured. I like to do both. Imagine myself in a safe place surrounded by people that I know are there for me. So as you focus on those things, you're just kind of, bringing in good energy, getting yourself grounded, getting yourself ready to tackle something bigger. So when you're ready to start the process, either this could be immediately after something has come up, or later if you're wanting to process something that happened, or if you just want to practice this in general. You can think of something that happened recently that has brought up some kind of big feelings. And then you're going to go into the letters of Wren. So the first one is recognize. So you're just going to recognize what is happening. You can possibly name the feeling if you have a sense of what it is. You could name it, I feel anger, I feel worry, or more generally, if you're not really sure, but you can tell that there's something going on, you can just recognize I am not feeling okay right now. And just allow that experience to be there as it is. So don't fight the feelings. You can even say to your feelings, you are welcome here, and just be with it. As uncomfortable or upsetting as it is, you just allow it to be for a moment and be with it. And then you can move on to I, which is investigate how it feels with interest and care. So it's important to understand here, investigate may not mean what you think it means. So it's not trying to figure out where this feeling is coming from or why it's happening or figuring anything about the situation. You are trying to figure out, where is this emotion manifesting in your body and what does that feel like? So you can notice if you have tightness in your chest, or if your stomach hurts, or if you are nauseous, or if you're shaking. Things like that you are trying to pay attention to and investigate. Okay, how is this feeling? Working in different parts of your body. So once you've touched into that and you can kind of feel where it's happening, then you're going to nurture that with self-compassion. So you've checked in, you can feel what's wrong in your body. Now you're going to ask your body, what does it need? You can imagine you as your inner child and what a caregiver might do to comfort you. And then you're going to give yourself that care. So if you're needing to feel safe, you can put a hand on your chest. You can give yourself a hug. If you need to release some anger, you can yell, you can shake your hands, you can hit a pillow. Whatever feels right. Just trust your intuition here. What is feeling bad? What would make it feel better? Let me give myself that the best that I can. And that's it. You can kind of stay in that nurture mode as long as you want, as long as it feels good. You can resource again at the end if you are feeling a little unstable and you want to reground yourself. But otherwise, you can, just kind of take what you learned and keep that self-compassion and that self-care in mind as you go about your day after the practice.